Hey guys, this is Toni and welcome back to Action for Aging, where we're tackling life's most underestimated season with intentional action and a big dose of self-love. If it's your first time here, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Otherwise, welcome back to my channel. So the last video I did was the first one in a 5-part series where we will be exploring the difference between joy and happiness. So today, we're going to go into our next part of that. Let's talk first a little bit about happiness versus joy. So happiness is something that is external, while joy is internal. Happiness very much depends on what's going on around you on the outside, right? Joy does not. Joy is from the inside. Happiness is a pleasure, I guess. It's something that you have to seek again and again. Joy, on the other hand, is very much a sacrificial thing. Joy comes from the inside. I would say that my source of joy is from the Holy Spirit dwelling within me. In Galatians 5:22, the Apostle Paul has something to say about this. He says that one of the fruits of the Spirit, and again, I've just explained the Holy Spirit living within me that helps me to bring forth that joy, right? And he says that one of the fruits of the Spirit is joy. So again, joy is going to be sacrificial. It's going to esteem others higher than ourselves, right? So there's an element of humility there, and you can see how this would be very different than a feeling that is so dependent on something outside of us. So how do we get there, right? How do we tap into this sense of joy at this season of life? Every season has its peaks and its valleys. And when we're down in the valley, it's not always easy to feel happy. Joy, though, is something deeper, and you can reach for that. And I find that to be very encouraging, and that's where we're headed. So we've talked about one of the things that we have to do in order to move ourselves away from that need for happiness and that fulfillment of joy is to put down those stones. Well, today we're going to talk about encouragement, how we can use encouragement to make sure that we're always coming at life from a place of joy. Let me tell you a little story that happened today. So it's kind of funny. My husband and I, we were going down the street. They had just plowed. We got, 8 inches of snow. And there is a new family that moved in on the opposite side of the cul-de-sac. And as we were passing them, I noticed something that makes me laugh, but also made me sad. So here's what happened. We're going past their house, and we noticed that the dad and one of the little girls who is, maybe 8 years old, are out there clearing their driveway. What they were clearing it with concerned me. They were down almost on their hands and knees. He had no hat, no coat, no gloves. It was 16 degrees outside. And the reason that he probably didn't have those things on is because he was probably extremely hot, because they were using dustpans. And let me just say, we got like 8 inches of snow, okay? And they were taking these dustpans and trying to throw the snow aside, and they have a double driveway, and their car was snowed in, and they were almost done, except for clearing out the car. And I told my husband, back it up. There's no way we could just pass them by. Let's encourage them. Let's go get one of our shovels, and we'll just let them borrow it, and we'll be on our way. And when we were coming back, it was funny, my husband's kind of hanging the shovel out the window as we're driving down the street. Carl called them over and told the husband to go ahead and take the shovel and that they could use it to shovel out their driveway. He wanted to refuse, but we were insistent. And I said, hey, that's what neighbors are for. Just go put it by our mailbox. So that's what they did. So encouragement is something that we can all use to move us into a place of joy and to let that joy be a blessing to others. Anything can become a wonderful source of encouragement, but I think that the number one tool we have to encourage others comes from right here. It's our words. It's the power of the tongue. And here's a fun fact. When you encourage others with your words, guess what happens? You crowd out that space of negativity where maybe jealousy enters in or bitterness enters in, and you're left with just something beautiful, something lasting that you pour out into the world, right? Giving words of encouragement to even complete strangers is a wonderful gift because that joy is what you're left with. And the greatest thing of all, guys, is huge. When you allow yourself to release that joy in the form of encouragement, it could be that you are setting yourself up to be directly in God's will. It may be that He wanted to use you, to bless somebody else. And that in itself feels very rewarding. So I'd like to encourage you today to remember, let's drop those stones. They stand in the way of our spiritual joy. And let's use our words of encouragement to bless someone else. Whatever it is that gets you away from that pleasure seeking and that happiness that's so dependent on what's going on around us, outside of us, tap into your inner joy and release it. Okay, this is a 5-part series. We've got 3 more to come. We're going to continue to examine this concept of happiness versus joy and what's standing in our way of moving toward joy, or maybe how we can actually get there. My name is Toni. Once again, if you are new here, do me a favor, leave me a comment and give me a like. That really encourages and helps me out. I would ask also, if you're not a subscriber and you could use encouragement in your own life, whether you're in this stage, this season, the mature season, or even if you're younger, please go ahead and just hit that red subscribe button below and come back and visit me again soon. Okay? Thanks. Bye.